Profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly market forecast. We're going to go over the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow. All right. Now, first, we'll take a look at the news calendar, the economic calendar. We can see that there's a bank holiday on Monday. Not a whole lot. You don't see any red folders happening there. You see some red folders on Tuesday because the Fed chair is going to be talking, Powell, and he's definitely going to be talking about the interest rates, whether they're going to cut it, what's the plan, how many times they're going to cut it, whatever. We got Governor Bailey speaking for the Bank of England. All right, on Wednesday, that's when CPI data comes out. That's a market mover, folks. This is the kind of news that can reverse markets. CPI data, non-farm payroll data, and interest rates. When those interest rate decisions and the other those things, the things that I just mentioned, uh, they have the power to reverse markets. So you want to be out of trades. You want to be clear, all right, flat during that time because they go after stop losses. Okay, all right. So just be careful trading on those days. You're going to see some consolidation in markets prior to big news events like CPI data, interest rate data, and the uh, non-farm payroll data comes out. All right, Thursday you see more red news, red folder news. All right, all right, CPI data for the Swiss and pound, got GDP and US dollar, and then on Friday we have some retail sales in US. Some more. It's going to be some good volatility this week. Yes, there is no doubt about it. Be careful up until the CPI data. Okay, now let's take a look at the S&P. All right. By the way, I want you to leave a comment in the comment section whether you like this format or as opposed to the shorter versions of my analysis, where I've gone through all of these markets for the market forecast. Where I'm going through uh, S&P all the way through to the commodities like copper and platinum and the rest of them. All right. If you like these more truncated kind of analysis, let me know because I spend a little bit more time so that you can learn how to see the markets, how to read market structure, how to marry the swing structure and then the fractal structure, which talks about the individual candlesticks and supply and demand areas that they form. Okay, now back to the charts. Let's look at the S&P. You can see that it's been lovely. All right, we've been on an uptrend. When you see a break of market structure, this is swing structure that we're looking at. The swing high, the swing low being broken here. That is a BOS, a break of market structure. All right, a BOS, break of structure. And we can see how prices have been bullish, all right, even though we've had some reach backs here, all right, some respect candles being shown here. But I want you to know just going ahead that going forward that when you see these big respect candles like this, the wicks, when they show the wicks like this, you expect a reaction right around the 50% of them. You understand? All right, because there's buy zones in there are demand zones in this wick on the lower time frames, and price will find that demand zone and use it to go higher. All right. So just bear those things in mind. Anyway, so we're bullish on this, right? And February has opened up bearishly, but there's been a gap down in that opening price, uh, immediately closed the gap and then started to move downward. But we are inside the previous month. So, prices kind of, moving up, moving down. It's not, that's not going to give you a lot, but you have to just, the takeaway is we are overall bullish and we will remain so. We will remain so. All right. On the weekly, what you want to look at is how did the previous, the candlestick that just closed for last week, how did it close? All right. What you want to notice is that we took this low, the low of the previous week before it, but we didn't close below it, which would mean we ran that low, indicating that there's probably some more running to do. All right. This one was a liquidity grab. This is what the wick the wick down and up. That's what that signifies, right? And what did we pull down into? Why did price go lower low, lower high, lower low? Where do you see that? You see that in trends or in retracements. All right. And we just had a retracement. Why? Because price had a sell to buy here. This created an order block. All right. An area of demand. All right. You can mark that area from here, from the sell to the buy up. All right. And you can refine it here. All right. And price has, uh, trended down into it, lower low, lower high, into this demand. And you can expect, you can have a reasonable expectation that right around the 50% of this zone, you'll find support. You're going to see price react to it, and we're right over it right now. Price could definitely find its support and continue higher from here. That's what I'm looking for, and the fact that price closed here well within the range of the previous candle indicates that uh, either we're going to consolidate or price is going to start to trend back up. All right, that we're going to see price come after the high of last week, the previous weekly high. Got it? Okay, if we go down to the daily, let me get rid of that for you. All right, what you're looking for is uh, an indication that prices going to go higher or lower. Right now, you saw the gap. This is a glitch on TradingView. This should be a white candle. All right, it's a bullish candle. It opened here. There was a big gap, and price immediately closed that gap from where this demand zone. And you can see price try to revisit it, and we went a little bit higher, and here we are coming back. Right, here's the deal. uh, how do you suppose to read this? Price took the high of the previous daily candle. Here, it was Thursday ended up as a doji. Price came up, snatched that liquidity, and started to push down. Where are we pushing down? Back into an area of demand. Do I want to take buys while price is moving towards the downside in that way? Not yet. I'm waiting for a fractal structure. I'm looking for the fractal structure to tell me that we can start to buy again. And what do we find? All right. There is a demand zone that price is pulling into right now, right around the 50% of this demand area. All right. Now, could price come down lower? Sure, it could. But I like this area as a zone that could potentially turn price back towards the high side. And so that we could target these buy side liquidity targets here. Now, I want to tell you something. Why do I favor buys? All right, reason, one reason, and one reason only, because I already showed you that if you pull back, you see that we're overall in an uptrend. All right, overall we are in an uptrend. When would I start looking for sells? When my protected low gets broken. All right, my protected low right now is here. All right, once I see price uh, start to take out these lows. All right, we're coming into the consummate encroachment of this area of demand. Uh, Once I see a price trade or run the low below that low, then I'm going to start looking for uh, sells. All right, sell setups because I think the bias has changed. That's a break of market structure. That's a swing structure break there. All right, this is not where I want to be uh, looking right now is not where I want to be looking for sells. All right, especially going into demand. All right, I want to look for buys. I'm looking for buy setups. So I'm going to remain patient. All right, because the overall trend is up, and I am looking for trend following setups. Period. Okay. Uh, if we take out this low, because you see the fractal structure break here, that made us bullish. All right, price pushed higher, and then we took out this liquidity low back into this demand, I'm looking for price to just turn around and head up higher. Is there another place I would be looking for? Yes, when it gets down below this low. If it gets down below this low, then we have this area of demand, which is in this area of demand, the larger area of demand. I look for a liquidity low to be taken, a mitigation of the demand area, and then swinging up to take out these highs. But right now, I think this is a pretty good candidate for that area of support that I'm looking for. Takes out this low, then I'll be looking for it to take out this low, and we'll see if we can get it from here. But I'm going to be patient for my buy sells. That's it. You want to take shorts from there? You can. If you're a day trader, do your thing. Do your trade, your day trading thing. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay. Sorry. I want to go to the weekly. How did it end? How did last week end? Very similar to the S&P. All right. All right. Prices overall, again, we're overall bullish. Period. All right. You see how prices been moving just like the S&P, and we look for a pullback. This is an area of fair value. All right. This is a big old order block is what it is, a big one. All right. And you look for price to come back into that area and continue higher if it makes it there. All right. But along the way, you see these same areas develop and price comes back into those areas and respects them. This one came close to taking out the protected low, but it continued higher. All right. Taking out another high. All right. And here we are again, pulling back into an area of demand, and we're probably going to continue to go higher from there. All right. Now, if I can get to that area, sorry. If I can just get it all together, I'll be all right. All right. Now, all right. On the weekly, look how the candle closed last week, right? Price pushed down and then came up. Listen, we did not take the low of the previous candle's low, the previous weekly low. We did not. All right. We pulled back into this area, this sell before the buy. All right. This is the demand zone, and price came close, very much more closer than the S&P did. Look, see the difference. All right. But it ultimately respected it and pushed higher. All right, and we have this bullish candle here. This is the gap down, and then an open, closing that gap that was opened on the Monday, and on Monday, and I'm looking for price to continue in this bullish with the bullishness, the momentum that it has right now. All right, if we go down to the daily, all right, we see how price tried to go lower, failed to do so. And Friday we had a bearish day with the NFP and all, and the numbers that came out. But we are running into this extreme area of demand, all right. And I am looking for price to find its footing here to make a market structure shift here and take out that buy side liquidity there as a target of for the next week and move on to higher targets. There's a lot of liquidity laying up here at these highs towards the all-time high. So I am definitely going to be patient and wait until my buy setups give it to. There's a lot of structural reasons to think that price will not take one of these protected lows, take this protected low out. All right. We tried here, and price moved up, made a higher low here. All right, and I'm looking for price to find that support to continue higher. That's it in a nutshell. If we look at the Dow is giving us the same vibes. The Dow does its own thing, though. Be careful with the Dow. All right, they don't correlate as closely. It doesn't correlate as closely with the NASDAQ and the S&P like the way they do. This one does its own thing, but you can see the structure has been respected. Look on the daily. You can see when price takes out a a a, a, a fractal high. All right, it will pull back into the demand that is left behind and respect it and push higher. Price price took out this low, but came back into the overall the bigger demand zone and pushed higher. Broke structure again. Market structure shifts up. We pull back into the demand left behind and push higher. Now again, just like we did over here, there was this market structure shift to the downside. This is when I stop looking for buys. All right, I start wait. I'll be patient and wait and not take any sells. I don't want to take sells into demand. There is demand sitting right here. Price did react to it, but went even deeper back into this demand zone, this large demand zone. All right, which has only been tapped here and here. Price digs a little deeper. What does it do? Let's clear this up. What does it do? We look for liquidity sweeps. That's it. That's what tells us what we need to look out for. It took out this low into this demand zone here. Took out that low, found that liquidity, and pushed higher. What do we have? A market structure shift to the upside again. All right, and pushing higher here. Now we have this price action going on here. What do you think is going to happen? Just like it did here, we're probably going to see the low that was formed get taken out, right? We're probably going to see this low taken out as price moves down into this area of demand and finds its support for higher prices. And I'm definitely looking out for this one. I'm not. I don't want anybody to miss the buy from here. Some people are going to say, once it takes these lows out, there's a good chance it's going to do that. But this is going to act as inducement to price getting down into this demand zone. All right. You see the fair value gap here? Price wants to get down into that fair value gap inside this valid area of demand. Okay, and I'm looking. I'm all about it now. I'm going to watch for a reaction around the 50% of this candle, which swept the previous low there, which represents a market structure shift to the downside. All right, while the market when the market makes a market structure shift to the downside, I don't want to be taking buys. I'm not looking for buy setups. All right, I'm waiting for a market structure shift to the upside so it can align with the overall structure, which is a bullish trend with bullish swing highs and bullish breaks of swing highs. You understand? This is a swing high. This is swing low. Sorry, this is swing high. When you're seeing higher highs, higher lows, you want to be aligned with that structure. I don't want to take buys while it's impulsing to the downside. All right. But we got to understand that if this is the swing low, this is a swing high, it has to retrace in order to go higher. It has to generate uh, uh, liquidity. All right. It has to mitigate a demand zone in order to go higher in an uptrend. All right. This is a weak high. This is a strong low. The only job of a low is to make a new high, which it did. It broke that high. The only job of a high is to make a new low. When it fails to do so, when it doesn't make a lower low, it becomes a liquidity point, a target for liquidity, which in an uptrend is its natural status. It's its natural position. You understand? You create strong lows and you take out weak highs in an uptrend. You do exactly the opposite for a downtrend. You take out the weak lows and you create strong highs. Strong highs don't get broken. All right. Weak lows do. That's what creates the downtrend. I hope you understand. Hope you appreciate the extra time I took. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to see more, you just let me know in the comments section. I appreciate you guys looking at my video, and I will see you in the next one. May profits be upon you.